back to others.
Yes, what's 50 hours in a year converted to kindness?
So bring your good times and your left.
1 hour of your time.
It's like one gold nugget to someone.
Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Ang dalawang institusyong ito ay nagmula sa malalim na debosyon ni na Dr. Vicente Santos Sr. at Ginang Juliet Santos kay Maria na tinaguriang Our Lady of Fatima.
It's up to you.
It is a gracious coincidence that OLFU and FUMC's 50th anniversary coincides with the 100th anniversary of the apparition of Our Lady of Fatima. So the pilgrimage of the image of Our Lady of Fatima throughout the year 2017 is just a perfect timing and a heartfelt homage to our patroness.
Come on. Let's celebrate. Everybody come on. Celebrate good.
A series of holy masses will be celebrated in all campuses ng tahimik, payak, at taimtim. Ito ang ginintuang pasasalamat ng mga taga-Fatima para sa lahat-lahat ng mga ginintuang araw na nagdaan at sa mga darating pang mga araw.
Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Ginto! Wow! 50 na kami!
Being a scholar is both a blessing and a challenge for me. Isa rin to sa nagiging motivation ko to work hard on my studies. Wala na yatang masasaya pa sa pagkamit ng mga pangarap ko. And I'm thankful sa Fatima dahil they've been part of my holistic growth. I am a proud scholar. Achieving my dreams is like winning a pot of gold.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Para magsama-sama ang 5 campuses sa isang sports events,
It is an opportunity to build camaraderie and ma-showcase sa tayo sa mga patimanan.
Nako! Sobrang epic nito!
Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good night. Let's celebrate. It's alright.
The vision of improving man as man rings true today. Fatima partnering with Habitat for Humanity to build 50 homes for 50 families. Amazing, di ba?
Yes, they are blessed. And as Fatimanians, sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong natin sa kanila, mas lalo tayong pinagbe-bless.
Golden opportunities, partner!
Tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
50 years!
50!
Go on, go! Go on, go! She's worth the ride!
Being an alumna of the College of Medicine, one of the activities that we engage in is to participate in medical missions. And it's probably one of the most fulfilling activities that a doctor can ever go into. Why? Because through the medical missions, hindi lang naiibsan mo yung mga nararamdaman ng pasyente mo, pero makita mo lang ang ngiti nila dahil natulungan mo sila, panalong-panalo ka na. Parang 24 karat gold na.
Throughout the years, so bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your body with you. Come on.
From Fatima's beginnings of a humble 25-bed hospital along MacArthur Highway to the highly expansive and progressive institution it is today, a simple dream of the founders, the challenges they encountered and overcame, how they thrived and won, and how we keep on winning today. Panahon na para maibahagi ang napakagandang storyang ito, ang golden years ng Fatima, past, present, and future.
Let's celebrate. Everybody come on.
For Fatima to spearhead an international conference is already a big first step for the university.
And you know what, Doc? We will be inviting our almost 100 international partners.
We already had the commitments of our locally based experts from different fields.
And more than that, we are flying in 4 international experts to share their knowledge and skills to everyone.
Let's throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We are gonna celebrate your body with you.
This is gold.
Ginto ito.
50 na kami!
I am a proud alumna of all schools. Because of the knowledge and the trainings I received, naging mahusay ang buhay ko ngayon. At isa sa pinagkautangan ko ay ang Fatima. This school taught me kung ano yung mga dapat pahalagahan sa buhay at kung paano. The things I learned from Fatima became part of my person. I will always look back to where it all began. I will keep the ties with the people and the organization who gave me golden wings to do greater things.
Celebrate good times, come on! It's our celebration. Celebrate good times, everything's gonna be alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time.
Happy 50 years!
Cheers to 50 years!
I can't wait for December. Together, colleagues, bosses, co-teachers, mentors, friends, staff, priceless relationships built within the four corners of Fatima. We will have a very extra special night together.
It's alright. It's alright.
And to be recognized and acknowledged for our efforts and initiatives. Napaka-special ng gabing ito. We will meet our exemplary champions, our outstanding performers, and even those with a strong spirit of volunteerism. As an awardee last year, I can say that the pride and joy one feels are simply immeasurable. 2017, truly golden.
Have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Too many more years, Fatima! Too much more, Fatima! Forward to the future, Fatima! 50 years!
A glorious journey.
To save their hearts! We will reach at 50! We are now! 50 years!
Celebrate good times, come on! Well, it's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on!
The Vice President for Finance of the Fatima University Medical Center and member of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Enrico John O. Santos. Let us now welcome our Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Herapleo D. Lagrada. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming our Executive Vice President, Mr. Don Augusto Santos, together with this afternoon's guest of honor and commencement speaker, the President of Lloyd Laboratories Incorporated, Dr. Lloyd Balahadia.
the Executive Vice President, Mr. Don Augusto Santos, upon the recommendation of the Academic Council of the Our Lady of Fatima University, I have the honor of presenting to you the graduating classes for the second semester of school year 2018-2019 for the following degree programs. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Entertainment and Multimedia Computing, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy, Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy, and Associate in Computer Science. These candidates have satisfactorily completed all the requirements as prescribed by the Commission on Higher Education and those of the university. I petition you to bestow upon them the hood and colors of the degrees they have been merited. May they always cherish it with the dignity and the honor it deserves.
Conferment of degrees. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Academic Council and the Board of Trustees of Our Lady of Fatima University, I hereby confer upon you the colors symbolic of the degree and programs you have been merited, together with all the rights and privileges as well as obligations thereto appertaining. May you all wear them with a dignity and compassion that your profession and your alma mater can be proud of. Congratulations.
Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Anjanet G. Almodiel, cum laude. Matt Jafet A. Arakan, cum laude. Sofia F. Custodio, cum laude. Abigail Pedeliume, cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, Michael M. Pegasa, cum laude. Van Angelo O. C., cum laude.
Executive Vice President and Vice President for Finance, Mr. Don Augusto Santos. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Heracleo Lagrada. Member of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Enrico Santos. Campus administrators, college deans, academic heads, and my fellow teachers, a pleasant afternoon. Our guest speaker today is a young, passionate, and dynamic entrepreneur. He obtained his degree in medicine from De La Salle University. He dreamt of becoming an interventional cardiologist. However, upon passing the board examination, he decided he can be of better service to the pharmaceutical industry and to be with his family instead of migrating to the United States. During his early days in business, he aggressively launched the first generic molecules of clopidogrel, amlodipine, rosuvastatin, entecavir, and orlistat, cutting the price of most by half and benefiting thousands and millions of patients. Some of these brands today are market leaders and prescribed by top medical doctors. Until now, he continuously developed and launched products to make it affordable and available in the Philippines and other countries as well. Today, he oversees manufacturing facilities that produces at least 1 billion units of medicines every year for both multinational and big national companies in the Philippines, and approximately 2 billion units of medicine every year in India for companies like Pfizer, Abbott, and other Indian multinational companies. He has formed and founded at least 10 companies in his business career in the Philippines, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the United States, where he holds positions of President, Director, and Director General. As a group, the medicines produced are exported to at least 25 countries around the world. He was an active student leader in different organizations and became the Student Council President at La Salle Green Hills and on his medical school at the La Salle University Medical Center. Today, he is the current president of the local pharmaceutical association called the Philippine Chamber of Pharmaceutical Industries, where he represents the 110 companies to government bodies like the Philippine Senate, Philippine Congress, Department of Health, and the Food and Drug Administration. He's very passionate and optimistic about the future. His new startup projects are into making smart hospitals, electric vehicles, waste management, genomic and personalized medicines, microbiome, and probiotics. He believes that in a fast-changing and connected world, opportunities are everywhere, that we need to challenge and stretch the mind of the young so they can become our future leaders. He is open in sharing his learning to students and organizations as well. He emphasizes the importance of building a strong ecosystem in the Philippines and making use of the strong human capital in our country so we can help grow our families out of poverty. He lives by 3 mottos which can be found on his work, and it is even at the bottom of his emails where it says, business builder, lifelong learner, positive force for good. Ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, I would like to introduce to you the President of Lloyd Laboratories, Dr. Lloyd Balahadja.
To the Board of Trustees, represented by Mr. Don August Santos, Executive Vice President and Chief Finance Officer. Dr. Heraclio Lagrada, Vice President for Academic Affairs. To the Deans and Administrative Officers, to parents and our graduates, good afternoon to everyone. I'm very much honored to be here today, to be your speaker on the day of your graduation. Firstly, I wish to congratulate your parents for their sacrifices, love, support, and giving you an education that you can treasure and benefit from all your life. Graduations like these will always be one of the most treasured moments of a parent's life. This is indeed a wonderful day to celebrate, and I am happy to be with you on this occasion. Secondly, I wish to also congratulate Our Lady of Fatima University's owners and management team for creating an organization that can cater cost-effective education for Filipinos. I never realized that you are touching so much lives until my last visit in your campus through Dean Olive De Vera of College of Pharmacy. Palakpakan po natin ang Our Lady of Fatima University. As a Filipino myself, I am passionate about how our students are getting educated in Philippines. With the changing environment and disruptions, we need to learn how to adapt fast. I believe education is our strongest weapon to deliver personal growth in a very competitive environment. Today, I wish to tell you 2 personal stories and an optimistic thought for the future. First is about my childhood and taking active control of our destiny. Second is a story about resiliency and entrepreneurship. The last is my optimism about the future and creating a learning mindset. When I was born, my parents, my brothers, and I stayed in a rented, subsidized apartment of a company. I was second in the family. I was never a straight A student, but I knew from from deep within that I have a competitive mind. I knew that if I put my heart and mind into anything, I know I can make it to reality. During those times, studies were not really my priorities. When I was a kid, I was always out of our house playing with friends. During those times, I was playing with Tex and Holland. When you guys now play with iPad, for us it was more of marbles and some small comic strips which you play around and try to gather. I did not do well in school. In fact, most of my grades were line of 7. Ang tawag nga ng mga pinsan ko sa akin, palakol, because whenever my grades comes up, many of them are in line of 7. To top it all, I was the middle child in my family. Many, when I'm asked, they thought I'm the panganay. But in fact, I was middle child. I, in fact, suffered from middle child syndrome. I have 2 brothers which I had to compete for attention in the family. And one way I would make my presence felt is that I would try to be sick all the time. And embarrassing to tell, but I was vomiting the food I was eating so that I can get everyone's attention. In other words, I was a real problem child. I really made it difficult for my parents during those times. I was never really proud of it, but neither did I care. It was only when I was in grade 4 that I had a turning point in my life, that I realized that I need to strive hard. This realization came when I had to transfer to another school. And upon transferring, I was badly embarrassed in front of many people. To cut the story short, I promised myself that I will work hard, and internally, I challenged myself that I will compete, even with the smartest person in the class. I studied well to catch up and strategize how I can be known in class. Ever since that time, I was part of the honors class, and I took active leadership position in several student organizations. Looking back, I realized that it is life's challenges that are the ones that molds us. Our future can become our futures can become our life's greatest learning. Our failures can become our life's greatest learning. Life is not perfect, and because of this, it gives us an opportunity to excel. We should take control of our destiny no matter what the starting point may be. It is not the starting point, but it is always the journey that matters. Hard work has worked for me when I was young. It will work now, and it will work for the future. Most of the students or millennials I meet, they talk about working smart. Yes, I think that is fine. But before you can work smart, you have to work hard. We have to challenge ourselves to the limit. For me, I can only say that I was already doing my best is when it already pains. I have a tough time catching up when I was young because of those years which I have not been studying. So, I can still remember crying on my reading subjects because I could not comprehend what I was reading. Today, looking back, I found myself having the longest duration of formal education in family. I got my medical doctor degree when I was 25 years old, saving 2 years through the advanced straight medical program of my school. Now I realize that there is no rush in learning. I'm 40 years old right now, and I still consider myself a student. Now fast forward to my story on entrepreneurship. I remember graduating and remembering myself very aggressive and cocky to start something new. After finishing internship at Philippine General Hospital, which I thought was the toughest physical and mentally draining work, I was given an opportunity by my mother, who was the chairman of our group, to start a new pharmaceutical company. We decided to call this company Inogen Pharma. It stands for Innovating Generics. All I could think of during this time was when I was practicing at PGH, I was looking through the memes, looking for products that I can prescribe. Unfortunately, all I can see were very expensive medicines during those times. I felt that it was unfair that medicines are expensive here. As compared in other parts of the world, the same medicine will cost a fraction. The first thing I did in my list was to launch generic medicines against expensive chronic medicines on blood thinning that has a generic name of clopidogrel. During that time, there was only one medicine for that, and it cost 120 pesos per tablet. For many of you, you will know that this is just one of the medicine that is needed to be taken by a patient that has a cardiometabolic disease. The cost borne by a Filipino patient is comparatively high compared to other countries. Hence, I felt that it was my duty during that time to find a way and talk to our marketing director and told him, maybe we should launch these products. Having a manufacturing facility as a partner, we should come up with products that can have a bearing for these kinds of patients. He told me that it is impossible to launch because there are patents for these types of medicine. Instantly, I refused to believe him. I thought that if everyone believes this way, how can we create an alternative choice to monopoly? Our patents in Philippines have always been thought as evergreening or being extended to protect the interests of big pharma company. I knew that it was a game, and as a new entrant, I also wanted to be in the game. I talked with several lawyers, including previous intellectual property office director, on how to circumvent this problem. After researches and travel abroad, I was able to find a material that I can use to create a different form that will help circumvent the problem at hand. We developed and eventually launched the product in the market, and the material was called Form 1. It was an expensive, but chemically it was what we needed. It was a huge success. I priced the product almost 50% off, and we have so much order, and we could not supply. After 1 month of good sales, there was a huge document as thick as a ruler that came to our office. It was a letter coming from our competitors, and it was asking for legal damages amounting to 100 million pesos. I almost fell down my chair. That was 12 years ago, and this amount of money was quite big during that time, and I was 28 years old. Being a new player, I couldn't help my heart pump so fast and my face feel so warm during that day. I didn't know what to expect. Good thing we planned ahead legal strategies. I did not expect that they will ask for 100 million pesos when we have only sold a fraction. We were a real threat during that time. They flew in chemical specialists from UK to discuss forms and polymorph in the court. We had Filipino chemists explaining the special material and why it was not infringing. Just to cut the story short, we won the case for our product. For that year and the following year, we did extraordinary sales. I was happy my mother and father supported me during this time. Without them, it would have not been possible. After this, we had our second legal battle for an anti-asthma product. Surprisingly, it was an overwhelming win. During this time, we knew how to study the patent and how other companies were circumventing it. They decided to meet us and gave us a deal that allowed us to market the product freely as long as we do not cancel the patents. This allowed us to sell the medicines without any royalty. It was one of our biggest wins, and I did not expect that it would turn out this way. It was a huge success both commercially and legally. Looking back, I thought to myself that we need to try to sometimes challenge the norm. And as a new entrant to the company, I wanted to prove myself. It was good that we won, but looking back, there could have been many possibilities where it could have gone wrong. Secondly, I thought that in this lesson, we need to be resilient and we need to understand the worst case scenario when we become an entrepreneur, so that we need to be prudent and careful. When we are young, we are usually cocky and we use more of our guts than our brain. We need to think twice, thrice, and make sure that we have the right advisors in our back so that we can be guided properly. In business, we need to also be unique. We cannot be all the same. We need to be differentiated. And later on, you can fine-tune. When you are the first, there are many things that can go wrong. Be ready to fine-tune and adjust your strategies. And lastly, have a stable support system. If you intend to go to business, you will need it. Being an entrepreneur is not an easy ride. My mother and father were my supporter during this time. Without them, it would have not been possible. My third and last thought that I would like to share is my optimism about the future and creating a learning mindset. And I quote, "Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change." This was said by Stephen Hawking. We are living now in a hyper-connected world. Technology will change the way we live and work. It is both an opportunity and a threat. Opportunity to capture and create value in a changing environment, but also a threat to those who plans to remain stagnant. There will be many disruptors. Do not wait to get disrupted. It doesn't mean that if it's not there, it is not present or happening. Most disruption incubate for some time until it reaches an inflection point. Who would imagine that we will be riding Uber or Grab right now? It's because of the technology, how it's changing. But aside from these kinds of technologies, many more will come. We are taught that it is not only IQ, which is important in our lives, but also EQ, which is emotional quotient. Emotional quotient is about learning how to put yourself in someone else's shoe. However, in a rapidly changing landscape, these two are not enough. Scholars have coined a new term called AQ, which is otherwise known as adaptability quotient. Our capability to adapt to a fast-changing environment is as important as IQ and EQ. A good example of this is asking ourselves this question: how good is an intelligent student that has lived in a remote, isolated island all his life and not getting exposed or updated on the global technologies and trend that's changing the world? When she goes out in the real world, she will not understand how things operate. My message is that we need to continuously update and learn. It will be fast in the coming years. And my challenge to you, my dear graduates and colleagues, is that we keep a learning mindset. I will repeat again, I wish that every one of us here keep a learning mindset, because in a fast-changing world, we need to update and learn so that we can continuously become relevant and add value. Like our computers and handphones, we need to update ourselves every so often. We need to read, learn, and grow. As early as now, I pray that you have found your real passion. Knowing what you want to achieve early in life is a blessing. When you understand your passion, work will no longer be work. You will love every single bit of what you are doing. Now you have graduated from Fatima University. You are again given a choice on the next path you will choose. I hope that it is something you are passionate about. I hope that it is something that will excite you and create that spark in your life. I hope that it is something that can help you keep a learning mindset. I am excited about your future, and I hope that you will make use of your time and energy to properly grow yourself and help contribute to your family, community, and our country, Philippines. In behalf of my family at Lloyd Laboratories, I wish to send my warmest congratulations to our graduates at Our Lady of Fatima University. Congratulations, sir.
Our Lady of Fatima University presents this plaque of appreciation to Dr. Lloyd Balahadia, Executive Director, Lloyd Laboratories Philippines, as graduation speaker during its commencement exercises, given this day, 23rd of March, 2019, signed by our President, Caroline Marian S. Enriquez.
May I present to you the graduates of Our Lady of Fatima University, Batch 2019, Valenzuela City Campus. Graduates of Associate in Computer Science, Minto Singh C. Lola. The graduates of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Janelle M. Arboleda, Christine Joey M. Bernardes, James Dave L. Cajegas, Renard Paul M. Degawa, Erishki C. Tehumo, Ivan S. De Los Reyes, Earl Sefiro S. Estanislao, Rainiel B. Gagala, Ronaldin R. Gonzalez, Lance Adrian B. Inocencio, Christian J. A. Lobosano, Francis Dale A. Madrian, Jacob K. Millar, Maxime John R. Pineda, Raymar M. Raimundo, Josephine C. Reyes, Joshua David M. Umlas, the graduates of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Maria France A. Abaygar, Regine A. Abel, Abigail F. Agas, Jeneline M. Agustin, Anthony C. Albanez Jr., Evander G. Albero, Jane Nika G. Albino, Camille G. Alcantara, Alexander D. Alipio, Tawny Ann P. Alodor, Mark Raven Alsola, Banaisha Antoinette Amado, Donna A. Amintino, John Carl A. Ang, Jaira Sen M. Asuncion, Kier Nathaniel O. Balagtas, Benji C. Balangkit Jr., Christine Jane N. Barcelino, John Larry Y. Bartolome, RB Zoe C. Basila, Ryan Christian De Vera Bautista, Jan Benson R. Bayani, Matt Steven Belira, Cyril Kit B. Benedicto, Jasper B. Bresen, Desrel De Los Reyes Bustamante, Janro C. Cotron, Roy Lemuel L. Cabamo, Angelica Trixie Ann S. Cabero, Mark Erlito B. Cabonce, Robert Januar F. Canyo, John Anthony S. Calibuso, Christian R. Kalika, Janly S. Carr, Kaiselin De Los Santos Cardenas, Marie Angelo Del Mundo Carrion, Trisha Isabel R. Cathy, Christy Ann Esther Cortez, Winchal G. Cruz, Shania Dublin B. Dagdag, Trixie May G. Dampo, Ira Althea S. David, Kenneth Phil Russell B. David, Daniel Aldrin A. Dayo, Zan Almer J. De Guia, Zan Larry B. De Guzman, Juan Miguel P. De Leon, Stanley L. De Leon, Mara Jane P. De Torres, Joshua Adam T. De Vera, Lawrence A. Del Carmen, Carl J. Louis G. Del Mundo, Christian B. De la Cruz, Adriel S. De los Reyes, Cristel May De Belen De Veles, Christian Aaron D. De Guenyo, Renzel M. Dorado, Michelle Johanna P. Dos Dos, Adriel P. Enaje, Patrick Knight C. Espanyol, Jiniel B. Estego, Paul Joseph B. Espiritu, Brian M. Estolano, Stephanie Ann D. Pahamulin, Andrea May G. Faustino, Cyril G. Fernandez, Reynaldo Leo O. Floranza Jr., Cariel B. Francisco, Christian Iverson B. Fraito, Yongfa F. Fuentes, Kenneth C. Fugaban, Lynn Pauline M. Galan, Zenson C. Delon, Enrich Joseph B. Garcia, Kate Angelica G. Garcia, Mary Jesseline R. Garcia, Allen A. Garnase, Jamaica G. Gasper, Elmar D. Gasmen, Marvin Joseph A. Ico, Justin George C. Corembalen, Ralph Lawrence S. Gregorio, Marson C. Guevara, James Christian M. Ivasco, Mark Arvin G. Impas, Angelo Jason T. Jacinto, Renzo Roy Paulo L. Halos, Sean Nathaniel P. Hamisola, Kotaro Kojima, Aaron B. Labrador, Joshua M. Lamsen, Vincent B. Laquinta, Mariel Ann R. Layan, Glenn T. Lim, Anthony Jefferson L. Lim, Zenaline B. Lompot, Angelica A. Logena, Jimroy L. Macarai, Carlo T. Madjam, Angela A. Magpili, Ryan I. Maniago, Ross Paulo M. Manero, Alfred Jefferson P. Marcos. RJ B. Marqueses. Paulo S. Melendez. Ricky Louis B. Messina. Raymond de Guzman Miranda. Jonel S. Montiel. Jesse John F. Morbos. Christian Elmo V. Naparan. Genaro A. Bonique III. Maria Georgina Fatima A. Ogayo. Jeremy Z. Oma. Renzo Luis G. Ortega. Alvin Jester T. Pagmin. Reynald Brian E. Paminta. Rose Micaela J. Pangilinan. Elmer John M. Pantin. Janina Jean R. Pastrana. Rich Wenard P. Patawaran. Michael Arthur B. Peralta. Micaela Pimentel. Christopher Cedric G. Flamio. John Anthony H. Frego. Ali B. Kiambao. Jessa May P. Kendosa. Gerald B. Kenunero. Rafael S. Rebadula. Aaron Michelle R. Reyes. Tyrone N. Reyes. Carl Joseph G. Reyoveros. Hannah May R. Roque. Erica Nicole P. Rueda. Romnick C. Stabangan. Judel Brian P. Sales. Marvin J. L. Salinas. Jeretzi San Juan Samson. Gil Jenard L. San Miguel. John Person S. Sanyo. Jairo B. Sasutil. Eden Bethlehem P. Senobi. Joshua John P. Serilla. Jefferson A. Su. Mark Anthony A. Siguro. John B. V. Sion. John Rich D. Suarez. Shanley Noreen B. C. Erica Ann C. Tabamo. Pearl Eunice Marie P. Takda. Romualdo R. Talavera III, the degree awarded posthumously and to be received by his parents, Mr. Romualdo and Mrs. Eva Talavera. Wimart John B. Tamayo. Kenneth R. Tan. Levine Dale D. Tan. Steve Austin D. Tanglao. Leah Erica Z. Torres. Ferdinand L. Verano. Addison E. Vidal. Mark Christian E. Villamor. Tricia Ann Del Rosario Villarama. Alvin John Villaseñor. Katrina K. D. Veloria. Patricia Elaine B. Vinson. Steven Kaiser J. Wong. Mark Otelo C. Yap. Jerome Nunez Zantua. The graduates of Bachelor of Science in Entertainment and Multimedia Computing. J. William de Guzman Bautista. Adrian Brandin V. Bonagua. Daniela Luis A. Ignacio. Michael John de la Rosa Lapo. Andrew John C. Matolano. John Reynaldsen A. Ortega. Raysal M. Pimentel. Evan Patrick L. Quintero. John Marlo B. Sung. Thank you, Dean Raymond Makatanga. May I call on the College Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dean